Tina has grown a conscience. I feel like in the earlier days of OLO,
I would just like
she just hit broadcast.
Yeah.
She just did shit about it. Yeah. But look at that. I'm so sad.
I'm sad for you because I didn't even. I'm sorry. I'm just so sad.
I've only just had this phone for like 6 months. It's fine.
Well, at least it's not like the new phone that's like not even shatterproof, where you just drop it and the entire thing like disintegrates into like Lego pieces.
Oh, Jesus. No, this is the 7. It's fine. Hi, Internet. I broke my phone.
Hello, Internet. Welcome back. It's been like a million years.
2 months.
2 months and 2 hurricanes later.
Oh my God. 525,600 hurricanes.
I feel like we should let the internet know that Christina has now not had any electricity for
what's
how many
today?
days?
It's the 25th. 65 days.
65 days.
65.
No internet, no refrigerator, no fans, nothing.
Yep.
But she is spending Thanksgiving with me in Virginia. We have pumpkin pie and electricity. Look at all the twinkle lights.
It's gonna be hard to go back. where the showers. But it's been a good time, and I'm ready to go back home. See my sister. She can't come over. I am sad. I was just saying on the couch. I was like,
"Is this because I don't have floss?"
Oh shit!
I was like,
you don't have floss?
And
no, I don't have floss. But I brush my teeth.
No, I mean, so do I. But anyway, I'm flossing every day, so I'm just like
using your nail and your earrings, which are just like your fillings.
Just like hoping that the sweater has like a loose thread so that I can like pull it and like hold it.
Get a white piece of paper and just like slide that shit in between.
Oh my God, am I really the only person who doesn't have floss?
Nah.
In the world, maybe.
But like from all of the 3 of us, yeah.
I mean, I don't floss every day, but certainly whenever I eat corn, it's like, oh.
Nah, I floss every morning. I'm like, little handheld ones. I don't know. It's just weird to not do it. I'm not saying when I was younger, I didn't floss as often, but like as I got older, it's a fascinating conversation.
Sorry, Internet. It's been a while.
Whatever, man. Deal with the Internet. We haven't done this in like forever, so I'm like hype as hell. We got pie. We got our pumpkin pie.
I have citron vodka.
I have cinnamon roll beer.
Wait, I can't reach it. Kris, you didn't give me my drink. Oh shit.
Do you have cider?
No, she's got. Oh fuck!
Are you spilling it on my bed?
I spilled it on my leg.
Damn. What's that?
I'll drink it later, or he can drink it now. He's right here.
I have
Sorry.
I have the Captain Morgan silver spiced rum mixed with ginger ale and lime and I don't know what else. I didn't make it.
Excuse me?
It was made for me.
It was a drink that was made for her. I was like, can we please get a drink for Andrea? Because like we were gonna share the cinnamon roll beer, but it's got lactose sugar.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We're able to share it. Oh no, I'm so sad. Oh no.
Oh no. All right, Internet. First of all, Andrea usually will have cider.
This
mild-mannered cocktail. I'm very curious to see what's about to happen.
This is the 3rd night in a row that she has this drink.
I've been drinking a lot since.
Oh.
I've been a bad influence.
Dale, 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 dale.
Okay. What were we talking about? Anyway, it's been awesome. Freaking Friendsgiving all the way.
Oh, I'm so happy you guys got to spend time together.
I see. And it was nice to get away. Like, I miss my sister, but it was nice to get away. And it was nice to have an extended hangout time with Andrea, because usually it's just like 1 or 2 days.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
And look,
this is literally in our friendship, in our entire friendship, this is the most time we've ever spent together.
Yeah. And he doesn't hate me. He like was offended by my existence.
Yeah. I'm not low-key jealous. That's fine.
like,
But now
hey,
he's chilling
look at
right
that,
here
look
next
at
to
that,
us.
right there.
Oh, you sound like robots.
Oh dear.
That's not good.
So yeah, still like
Oh,
nothing.
oh, what's happening?
Uh-oh.
There we go. Nope, it's starting up very slowly. And you're back. No, you're frozen again. Oh boy.
Really?
This will be fun.
Do you want to hang up and rejoin the call?
Um,
See what I mean? Or something was this one.
Wait, can you still not see us?
Okay.
oh, there you go. Yay! We're back.
We're back?
Yep.
What the hell? Oh, Hangouts.
So weird.
Oh, Hangouts. Okay. Okay.
They never fail.
Oh dear. Okay. So we read because like the Vaginal Fantasy is taking a break from book club because they have like other things to do. So I think this was a forum pick, and it was "Burn for Me" by Ilona Andrews. And I know that they've read her books before, like Magic Bites. It's apparently like, super popular. Paranormal, romance, fantasy thing or whatever. It's really popular. I was really excited. I've never gotten into it though because I already have like so much paranormal romance series. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I don't need another one. But this was from the author, and it didn't appear to be that. So here it is. Burn for Me. Look at that cover. That looks like a Native American, right?
Not in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I'm gonna get ready. Okay, I'm just kidding. It says, New York Times bestselling author Ilona Andrews launches a brand new hidden legacy series in which one woman must place her trust in a seductive, dangerous man who sets off even more dangerous desire. Are you following?
Sure.
Earlier, I read Andrea a description, and she was like, "Oh, I zoned out. Sorry."
No, she wouldn't have noticed. It's just that at the end of reading this long paragraph where I was super zoned out, she goes, "Oh, it's the same author who wrote Girl with a Pearl Earring." And I was like, "Oh, I read that book. I also read the Unicorn Tapestries. Like, I genuinely like that author." And she was like, "Oh, so does that description interest you?" And then I had to confess that I hadn't listened to her description.
I would see that teacher in me checking for understanding.
God damn. You could have just been like, sure.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you should have lied to me. I would have not known any better. Tell me lies. Okay. Part 2. Nevada Baylor is faced with the most challenging case of her detective career, a suicide mission to bring in a suspect in a volatile case. Nevada isn't sure she has the chops. Her quarry is a prime, the highest rank of magic user, who can set anyone and anything on fire. Then she's kidnapped by Connor Mad Rogan, a darkly tempting billionaire with equally devastating powers. Torn between wanting to run or surrender to their overwhelming attraction, Nevada must join forces with Rogan to stay alive. Rogan's after the same target, so he needs Nevada, but she's getting under his skin, making him care about someone other than himself for a change. And as Rogan has learned, love... Okay. And as Rogan has learned, love can be as perilous as death, especially in the magic world. And that was the description for Burn for Me. I have a sort of my pie, so I'm going to let Andrea take off. All right, and give the your general impressions. Like, what did you think of this book?
So I went into it thinking it was going to be like utter crap. And then I started it and I thought, okay, like this might be cool because I like books where like characters have different abilities and different powers. And in this book, like some people, can do stuff with fire, or they can do stuff with like wind or animals or like water. Like everyone has like these different abilities, and it's very much like a natural like thing that's passed on like in your DNA. So like if your family has a certain type of power, you will likely be born with that same power and like that kind of stuff. And I thought that was really cool. And then I really liked that the main character was like a private detective, and you know, she owned her own business. Like she seemed really cool. I didn't like super love the main guy character. Like I thought I did at first. Like I was like kind of into him, and then he would do stuff, and I'd be like, but maybe. You know, it was like one of those like toxic relationships. Like I kept giving him chances, and then he kept like messing up. And by the end, I was just like, ew, I don't want to read like the second book at all. So basically, I thought the story was pretty cool. I thought it was entertaining.
Oh, you didn't like the fire guy, or you didn't like the other guy?
The love interest. The love interest. Like I did like
the romantic interest, because the other one was more like of a lust interest.
I just wanted him to be like a little different. Like there was enough of him that I liked, that I wanted to love him, but I just needed the author to like give me like a little more. I don't know. We can get more into it later.
Sure.
But anyway, I liked the story. I thought it was entertaining. I read it, you know, pretty quickly. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, which, you know,
I was surprised. I was surprised you liked it so much.
If you see my Goodreads reviews for our Only Lovers books, they usually are 2.
2 stars.
2 stars.
Well, usually you'll finish the book first, and then it'll just be like 2 stars, and I'm like, it's probably good.
Yeah. No, I did enjoy it. I wanted more from the romance, and I felt like by the end I was supposed to like believe in this like huge thing, and I didn't. I don't know.
What about you, Tashay?
I will say that like A+ on like that one sexy scene though. A+.
All right. You guys had said something.
Sexy scene. But like, okay, go for it.
Y'all said something about a sexy scene, and I thought they like actually got down.
Oh no, there's no.
Which, heads up, internet, there's no sex scene in this book. There's like.
Okay, maybe
a virtual reality sex scene. There's like
the foreplay scene.
There's like virtual reality foreplay, but I got into this expecting to be like, oh shit.
Like, really barreled through this book. So when I see what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I admit that maybe there were a lot of things in play at that time. See, I read that particular scene while I was like taking a bubble bath, and it was really late at night, and it just really it really affected me. Fair. It may be that I read it, you know, in the day with no bubbles and no hot water. Maybe, I don't know.
In context, you reading it while you were in a bubble bath is very different than me reading it while I was on a pee break at work. So you can see how the context would have affected my interpretation of that scene. I didn't create the correct atmosphere for that experience. But all right, I gave the book 4 stars. Just because once I got into it, it really wasn't hard to get through it. I read it, and I don't read on my commutes to and from work because I get nauseous whenever I'm on the train, but it was a that I managed to get a good amount of chunks through every time I was commuting to and from work. And like when I'd go to the bathroom, be like, oh, just take my phone with me. And I did some reading while I was in there. Probably more if not most of the key plot points of the book I was reading while I was in the bathroom at work. So bubble bath might have affected my interpretation of the men in this book. But Nevada, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
I like the name Nevada. It's like nice, but
oh shit. But you can't think of anything bad to say, but you can't think of anything good to say either. You're like,
yeah, I'm just like I'm not gonna be one of those girls who just like falls for this sexually attractive man with the muscles and like his dick looks like his dick, and then she just got distracted. Thinking about both Flame Guy, whose name I forget, Adam Pierce,
Adam Pierce.
Adam Pierce and Mad Rogan, who's her actual eventual love interest. Anytime she would see any of these characters, she'd be like, I don't care about you. I'm a good person. You're a piece of shit. You're crazy. You're a psycho. You're like sexy. You're like sexy crazy. I guess I could deal with sexy crazy. No, no, no. Like, it was that same kind of monologue every time. And I like that she was good at... All right, here's the thing, though, is I don't believe someone that's just good at everything. Like, I get that she was in the detective agency, but she was also, like, a good shot, and she was good at, like, figuring all the stuff out, and she wasn't intimidated by anyone, and she had all these friends in the underground, like... Right, she just knew everybody. She had all these connections. How are you such a small-scale detective agency and you somehow have all these connections in the underworld and you know all these mob bosses? So it's almost like Mary Sue for me. And then they portrayed it as it was really more like a war of the classes, right? It was a class system, like people with more power. And like the stronger your family magic abilities, the more influence you had on everyone. And they kind of go into detail about these secret societies, but not really. So you kind of get a feeling for what's manipulating the situation. But I don't know, it seemed really convoluted. I feel like the climax and it could have been a lot simpler, but there was so much going on in the explanation as to why this antagonist. And even once you finish the book, there's that little snippet at the end where it gives you like a prelude to what's happening. Even that is so convoluted. I had to read it 3 different times to figure out who was involved. I wasn't convinced by the love story. People should have just had sex and left it at that.
So you will also not be reading the second book, is what I'm getting from it.
No. I mean, unless Christina reads it and tells me that it's worth it. Just because, like, at least for Mirror, I feel like I got into the sequel and it had so much more value to it than the first book.
Mirror.
I was like,
you're talking about the first book we ever read?
Yeah.
It's like apparently so much better than...
So much better. Like, the sequel had everything that the first book didn't have. If the first book had been as good as the sequel, you would have wanted to read, like...
Is there more than
the next chapter
in the sequel?
More than a what?
More than a kiss.
Yeah, like the first book, they just kissed.
There's like fucking. There's like, no, there's sex. There's like better magic. There's more intrigue than the first one. So with this one, it's like... get a payoff. Like, it didn't really feel like there was any great battle. It didn't feel like any great enemy was defeated. It didn't feel like the caste system had been destroyed. It didn't feel like the little guy won. Like, I don't...
And that, I think that was my issue too. It's just it felt so...
It's fine. I might go in and give it a 3.
It felt so meh. And like, at least if like the romance had been top notch, it'd be like, okay, whatever, because it's like a romance book. But even that, what I told Christina was like, I felt like at that big battle where they had this moment where he was like, oh man, she managed to do what nobody has ever been able to do, kind of thing. Like, I didn't even believe it. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, they don't have any real connection. They don't have any real relationship. Why is she able to just penetrate his like zombie killing?
You said penetrate.
She penetrated him.
Yeah, she did. Oh.
She didn't know. All she did was like kissing him. Okay.
Yeah.
She stared at his blank eyes and was like, I see you.
How I pictured it was, the mummy that Evie is trying to distract the Imhotep.
I've never seen the mummy. I've never seen the mummy. What? Guys, this is not like that good of a movie. I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm like.
Go on, Christina.
Oh God.
Go on.
Oh my God. You not have to take off your scarf just because I haven't seen the mummy.
I mean, it's like one of my favorite movies. God,
she's sweating. Is what's happening. She's sweating. You have time. After Only Lovers tonight, you're gonna watch The Mummy.
We can.
Okay, we have plans, but we will get together and watch it
For
online.
tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
What, you guys have plans tonight?
We turn, girl.
Excuse me?
I
Oh.
tomorrow at 6 in the morning. That's how reckless we're being right now.
Shit. Someone's about to pull an our ladder.
I'll sleep on the plane. It's fine.
You
Okay.
sleep on your bed.
Usually from the three of us, I'm probably the one that will like continue with the series and then just tell you guys what's gonna happen. Well, I'm not gonna read the next one. Like I was dead ass not going to read the next book. And here's why. I give this book 4 stars on Goodreads because I felt that for a romance, like the plot was, I know that it was convoluted, but I still felt like the plot was solid. Like compared to other investigators, like I believed it because her mom had a lot of clout in the war or whatever. Like I didn't feel like it was as, remember the Sumage solution where, you know, there were just
Yes.
that shit was hard to understand.
Tashay just went champagne juice.
Ew.
Girl.
Okay, but
You can barely pronounce the name of that book.
Like cinnamon roll flavored.
That's a lie. You still
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, so I felt that was convoluted. I feel like it was complicated, but not difficult to follow. And I was interested in this whole like veiled class system, you know, where you had magical powers and you could be like really good at it. Like you could be like magna cum laude and summa. I'm kidding. You could be like adept and like
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like honor roll.
Yeah,
and then it's like summa, magna. Yeah. Cum laude. No, it's summa. It's cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude.
Okay. Because
I was summa cum laude, Andrea.
Okay, so
Sash.
I didn't feel like it was. I felt like. Okay, I felt like the
Borracha.
She was a little bit in that way that she was really good and she had these connections, but I believed it because of her mom being, you know, this like renowned like girl or whatever. What really fucking got to me was okay, there's like a list of things. First of all, there was like a robot sound. A robot-y?
It's happening every now and then. I'm hoping it's not that bad in the final cut.
So is it must be my computer then.
Yeah, because it's not. I mean, this is Andrea's computer. Okay, thanks. The first one is they did that whole, oh yeah, I'm 1/16 Native American, and so dark, but my hair is blonde, so I can pass for white. Fuck you, book. I was like,
literally no reason.
That. And then I go back and look at the cover of the book, right? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And then I remember texting you guys, and I remember being like, wait, why is she white if she's supposed to be like one, you know, like in a significant way? Why does she look like that? And
he's supposed to look significantly other.
Yeah, but she's because the guy, he makes like a comment about her being like honey or whatever. Just saying, I'm not saying that she's got to look like this person on the cover, but
is it clarified, honey?
I don't fucking know. I just know that it's like, oh, but like when the sun hits me, like I get dark, but my hair gets blonde, and I'm just like, fuck you. Just
the more the sun hits me, the tanner and blonder I get. What are you guys looking at?
Of course, we're looking at Indy, just like sleeping here.
Oh
no!
He went to the dog park today. That's why.
Yeah, he had an intense day of socialism.
I can't tell what you're wearing, but it seems like you guys are in uniform because it's like curly hair, glasses, and it looks like your outfits are the same color because it's dark. And then you're like,
oh, mine is black, but I have a scar.
Because then you're like making eye contact and looking down. I'm like, what is this? Are you guys spies? Is that what happened?
Okay, so that like jar, like I was enjoying the family and I felt like the family was the most realistic thing in like this weird world where this family.
Oh yeah, the grandma and the
they're
mom.
like struggling. The grandma was a really funny character. The mom felt authentic, like a still grieving mom. You know, had her issues and was very protective. I believe this. All of the prime families or like the really elite families being like dicks. I believed it. But then like these little things would just take me completely out of it. I'm like, look, what are you doing? What? Just like gonna just drop in Native American, like, oh yeah, that's why popular. You know, I'm not, you know, that's why I'm so powerful. Sorry. And, you know, we have like Lakota blood in us. That's what it must be. I was just irritated. Also because it just never mentioned again. It's never used for anything. It's just like, oh, hey, it's just, you know, I'm not all white. I'm just kind of like, you know,
I'm not white enough to be interesting.
For real. So, okay, another thing that I was like a little upset about was, speaking like just in the same vein, the bad guy situation, when he acquires this object that he needs. It's just like an Indian kind of like artifact of world destruction, and I'm like,
our enemy got something out of Asia. So we're all going to just look at the different parts of Asia and we'll like find it. Oh.
India.
India doesn't like cultural appropriation for the use of antagonist development either.
Cultural appropriation. It was a little thing, but it was good enough that it was just like it would upset me into the story, and then I'd just be like, what? Oh, it was so crazy. It made me cranky. Also, the final straw for me was I have the 3 books, okay? I got the first one. I immediately got the second and third one because I was like, okay, this is like sounding pretty good. I'm just gonna delete them off my Kindle because the love interest is a total freaking psycho. He has no redeeming quality other than he's hot. And I couldn't root for him. I couldn't root for him. And also he gets her the cheapest flowers. I don't care.
Oh, God.
Who cares, man?
Also, why are they her favorite? I love carnations.
Because
really?
They're the cheapest because they last.
They're $1 at school gift exchange Valentine's Day.
Stop. Oh my God.
You couldn't make her like orchids. They're at least expensive, weird looking flowers. Okay.
Millionaire. Whatever, man. And then that's the thing. Like he was just so crazy dangerous.
I mean,
I felt
okay.
I didn't her at all.
I was into him being crazy. I was into it. I'm like, all right, cool. He's crazy. He'll like kill whoever he has to kill. He's like studying her to figure out how he's gonna respond to her, and like.
Tashay?
It was all just like kind of sexual. Oh, you guys froze.
You froze.
We froze for each other. We were like waiting for you to come back. That's okay.
Okay, you were talking about how you love it. He's crazy. He's weird. He'll kill people, and then we lost you until you said something.
He was observing her, seeing how he would react,
yeah,
and then
like I'm into it. I'm into that. That's fine. Like, all right, if he's a sociopath, that's like pretty standard sociopathic behavior. But no, it was just like sexual. Like he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like he didn't give anything to make me believe that he had a connection
that he actually liked her.
Yeah. And I remember writing this to you guys. I'm like, he's got like Mr. Darcy syndrome, where he feels like he can just like throw at the problem and it'll go away. And I mean, it does. At the end, there were things about their relationship that I really liked. I liked that she wasn't always handled. I liked it that they were truly partners when they were working together. They were working together. It wasn't like she was fully relying on him. She had the connections. He went with her and he was the muscle, but she was, they were both kind of like working together. Mm-hmm. I like that. Had it continued that way, had he shown a little bit more growth, but he was just a straight up fucking psycho killer. And I was like, she needs to get away from this super dangerous guy. And I was like, I was always just like afraid for her. And
even him like killing people, even him like randomly shooting people.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you want your hero to be broken because like he's supposed to, but he was like fucking partido por la mitad. He was just like done, too broken, way like beyond any kind of like reconciliation for me. He was just way too broken and way too dangerous for me to be like, yeah.
I mean, again, I was still like, okay, he can get it, but like, I'm not gonna text him the next day. Because can you imagine them at the grocery store, like buying groceries to make breakfast?
Yeah.
This is the true test. This is the true test of if like a literary couple makes sense. Like, can you picture them going to buy ingredients to make breakfast?
You're not wrong.
Not unless there are people to be shot.
Yeah. Oh, there's someone who's being burned alive at the grocery store. Let's go and make eggs Benedict.
I found that the bad guy, that Adam Pearce guy, I found that he was just the right amount of crazy, and I felt like their kind of like attraction, like, yeah, he's hot, but he's the bad guy, so he's off limits. I totally got that. I was like, okay, cool. Like, he's hot, but we don't like him. Period. Like, there's a line. But then, like,
he's like a bro. He's broy.
So all over the place. I was just
It's Matt Rogan. I was like, I'm waiting to hear the backstory about how he was like abused as a child, and that's why he's not like okay with people. But then it's like, oh no, word. His family was like, okay, oh okay.
It's like with Adam, he's like crazy and he tries to like kill her family, and she's like, oh my god, like he's awful. He just tried to kill my family, blah blah blah. But then like Matt Rogan says like, I will straight up shoot you if you get in my way, to like her mom and her grandma, and she's like,
you should protect.
You should, and she's like totally okay with it, even though she says like, oh, I know he means it, but it doesn't bother her. that line threw me off. I was like, wait, what?
I was just like, he's like a fucking murderer, and I get it. Like, he's supposed to eventually become redeemed, and he's never supposed to be safe.
I just didn't.
But he was the wrong kind of dangerous. You know what I mean?
I just didn't see like that arc at all. That's why like at the end when she like pulls him out of his like killing trance, like I just didn't see how, because it wasn't like a natural progression for me where they were like going up, and then like this is the moment of their big connection reveal. Like no, it made no sense to me. And if at least afterwards he had a whole like, oh like shit, I should see like what this is, because this girl managed to do this thing. Like no, he's still like the same asshole that like he's always been. And by the time the ending rolls around, I was like, okay, this isn't a healthy relationship.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin was when they have like their they kiss, but it's like he kissed so good, like she came, and then she's like, no, we can't do this, and he's like, ugh, whatever, and then
never trust someone who can make you finish by just kissing you.
we gotta talk about that. But like then afterwards he ruins it.
Froze again.
Fuck me. Or kiss me, I guess.
You're back.
So after he kisses her, he's like, yeah, well, you'll see, because like it was meant to be like, you'll see, I'm gonna win you over. But instead
it was creepy.
It sounded so creepy. I was like,
it sounded like a, okay, well, you don't agree with this, like too bad, because this is
gonna happen.
It just, I don't know, like the ending really,
is this a veiled threat?
No, I was really disappointed with the ending. It came across like,
yeah, he wasn't a bad boy. He was just like bad.
Yeah,
he's a
crazy man.
I was like,
okay, even if they, I kind of lost it when he used his like mental touching on her, and it was like, I'm just gonna give you an example of what this feels like, and then it was like
he just magic finger bangs her.
He just fucks her. He fucks her with his mind. It's like, dude, like,
literally,
you were going to like tickle me a little bit, and I'd be like, oh shit, this is what it means when you use your magic psychic touch. But instead, he like grabs her titties and like does all this shit to her. How are you supposed to say no to that? How are you supposed to stop that?
He was like, oh, I'm empathic too, and he like could feel that she was for him, and he's like, oh my fucking god, you fucking want me? And she's like, no, what are you talking about? And he's like, he, you know.
I'm sorry.
I really was in the bathtub.
In a warm, that you could feel the warm embrace.
You would connected with me more. I personally had no complaints about this scene.
Well, I didn't have any complaints about it either. But then I think back to like the beginning when they first meet, where he like fucking just kidnaps her and then tortures the shit out of her. I was like, this guy can't. I was like, this guy can't be the romantic interest. He just can't. And then I'm thinking like,
I thought that he was gonna end up being the bad guy, and that Adam Pearce would like end up.
It was like, oh, it's just the biggest opportunity. No, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit, and she's got to pick like one of the stinks less somehow until your bangs with.
I mean, granted, they both are super strong and have 8-packs, but like, it's like, do you want the cookie with pieces of like nail in it, or do you want the cookie with pieces of glass in it? Like, none of these are good cookies.
No, they're bad cookies. They look
bad cookies.
They look delicious, but like they're bad cookies. I don't know. I will say this though, when I read it, I was like, ooh, I thought that was cool. The whole mall thing. And when they kiss at the end, I was like, like this was like the moment, you know, that he was going to be like, I'll show you that I'm better than what you think I am. But he just like, you know, when like I told you, when you're on a date and it's like amazing, but then they like open their mouth and you're like, what was it? What did I say?
You said when you're having sex.
When you have sex and it's amazing, but then afterwards they like say something and you're like, oh right, that's why you're not coming back.
I would say it's like when you're on a date and it's okay, and then they pull out chewing tobacco and proceed to chew tobacco for the entirety of the rest of your date.
Wait.
So then you decide that you're going to a birthday party and you can't continue the date.
Someone pulled chewing tobacco on me tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. A year and a half ago, it was a Swedish guy. Very discreetly, just we're talking, and it was like,
I remember like feminist, because that's not really equality, it's equity, and like started like, I'm just like,
no.
Okay, I want to know, like, random magic question. If you were in this weird classist magic universe power, and like, where would you fall on the scale? Would you be notable, adept? I don't remember this fucking scale. I just know.
I think it's prime, notable, adept, and then like shitty.
I thought of mine in case you need time to. So I decided that I like the part where like, oh, she says that, oh, magic people are attracted to plants for some reason, and I'm like, I totally agree with you. So I want to have like a magic based power, but I would, in all honesty, probably only be adept. You know, I wouldn't be like fucking prime or anything. So I would just have the to give you like seasonal allergies, just like, and then like give you like a sneezing attack. That's my magic power. What do you think?
It's very irritating. It's a very irritating power.
You know, like, I'm not a squib, right? But like,
I would certainly be like, I keep taking these fucking Clairtons and nothing's happening.
And I'm in the other cubicle, like,
fuck you for eating my sandwich, Ruth.
Okay, what do you think, Gail? What would your power be, and like, where do you fall on the scale?
I'm not a fighter. We all know I'm not a fighter. So originally I was really interested in the power that the main character has, where she can like tell if people are lying and stuff. But I don't think that would be healthy for my anxiety or like my emotional well-being.
Oh no.
It would just make me so sad. But she does visit that one guy who control animals or whatever. I wouldn't want to be like an animal controller. I would want to have just enough of the power that I could talk to the animals and they could talk back. And we could have conversations and they could all be my best friends.
Like an ant whisperer.
Yeah, like an animal whisperer. Like, just enough that people don't even know that I have magic. They just think I'm like, oh, like she's really good with animals. Like all the dogs love her, but like nobody knows it's because we talk about like different chew toys and stuff.
Oh, so like in Uprooted, where she like has this magical ability, but through all her childhood, no one realizes it. They're just like,
Thornberry.
she never gets lost in the woods.
Oh, Eliza Thornberry.
Yeah, like the wild. So I would just have something like that, and then I'd live happily in my little farmhouse with like my pig and my cow.
So you would be like a prime because you'd be able to like talk to all of the animals. Like that's.
But I wouldn't be. No.
It's like notable.
No, because if I was a prime, then I'd be able to like control them and stuff.
Oh, your Mac's about to turn off.
Okay.
Hold on. Not yours.
I don't know what my cable is.
Andrea!
It's not.
God damn it!
We just turned on the low battery thing. We have time.
Okay, you're right. Mine is only, but it's about to turn off. Tell me yours, Tashay.
Okay. Oh God, I'm on the spot and I'm sweating. My right armpit is like so much sweatier than my left armpit, by the way. It's a fun fact. My what?
Are you testing it out? Are you like trying one?
No, same deodorant. I just have a hyper hydraulic one pit. Anyway. Okay, so if I could control what my fictitious character's powers were, you know that I would not settle for less than notable because fantasy Tashay can do everything, remember?
Right, absolutely.
In any fake story that I'm involved in, I would never get murdered or hit by a car or anything. I would just be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. And I just thought of this right now. So I feel like, oh my God.
The other dog just raced into the room. So
okay. So I feel like I do a very good job at karaoke. And I'm really good at doing karaoke and my performance. So I would want to be a notable mimic. So I could impersonate people who I had met, or the reason I'm notable is it would be people who I've met or been around in person or have seen in video. But I wouldn't be prime because I wouldn't be able to be a mimic to people who I hadn't seen and stuff. I wouldn't be able to be you, or if I just saw a photo of you, I wouldn't be able to just be you. But if I had seen a video of you or been in front of you or interacted with you, I would be a mimic. I could fool cameras.
Cool.
That's what I would want.
That was for being on the spot was very well thought out. That's Ghost.
Oh yes, there he is.
Liquor, man.
Oh, Andrea, what did you put on your arm? Both of these dogs are licking you.
There's nothing there. He's just
nothing. He just.
Are you being discreet about your powers again? Are you actually talking to them?
Are you? I didn't even know.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Shit!
You're just both resting on my lower back now.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't have anything resting on my lower back. My lower back hurts because I'm old.
Oh. Okay.
So we have allergy magic, animal magic, and mimicry.
Yeah. I wonder how the whole magic touching thing works. Would you use that on people? I'd use it to people,
all the time.
Not to just poke them in their stomach. Just oh, what's that? That's weird. I don't know. That's weird. That's strange. Also, he was gonna kill that girl. He was gonna choke her with her hair in the mall.
Yeah,
he's just fucking crazy. I can't get over it. Oh, shut up. File. That's good pie. Yeah. Gosh.
We have a viewer.
You do.
I don't know.
Let me see. I don't know if Josh is in there. Stupid. Okay.
Dang. I wonder if it's recording us or her.
I don't know. We'll find out once everything is done. I sent it to see.
I mean, if it's recording us, then yeah, awkward.
Okay. She says you froze like a lot.
Oh, now she's gone.
What? Well, Andrea, what have you been reading? Just in case. What have you been reading?
I wish I had the book so I could. Wait, I should have the book.
No, it's on the.
No, it's here. I see her.
Picture.
This is what I have been reading. Word by word. It's called Word by Word: The Secret Life of Dictionaries.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I realize not everyone might think that, but
what? It doesn't matter. I think that
it's basically just of how dictionaries are made.
The Wi-Fi is down for Tosh. That's what it is.
Oh, dang.
Well, no worries.
So is that the end of our podcast?
I mean, I'll wait because we got like a few minutes before it's like a full hour. So I mean, I don't mind. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
I don't give a shit.
Anyway, if you like dictionaries, if you like words, I definitely recommend it. It's really cool. It's about how like people make decisions in regards to defining language and like the part that I am at right now. They're talking about how do they decide like the parts of speech that like words are labeled as, and how dictionaries, like the whole purpose of a dictionary is to show how a language is used and not necessarily the correct way it should be.
That prescriptive versus descriptive stuff.
Yeah. So for example, good.
I'm back at commander's class.
How like well is supposed to be an adverb and good is supposed to be an adjective. That's why you shouldn't say things like I'm doing good. But everyone says that.
Of course.
So if you go to the dictionary, it will say that both. Yeah. So anyway, and that's why like there's a lot of words, like new words that are included in dictionaries that like basically people have a tendency to say, oh, is this a word? Let me check the dictionary, because the dictionary will tell you if something's like a legit word or not. But if a word is commonly used in English, it will become included in the dictionary. So it's not that the dictionary decides what words are legit or not. It's just if people are using them, then they will go in the dictionary. So I don't know. It's really
not
cool.
Legit
so far.
words can become words if they're used often enough, and then they will appear in the dictionary and become legit words.
Yeah.
Cool. What am I reading? You won't know what this is, but this is like Dark Deeds. I'm reading it on my phone. I read it on my phone, and it's like the third book in this like space opera series. It's kind of
you've talked about it before.
I love that. I love that series. I randomly chose that book, and I read the first one, and it took me forever to finish it. And then I read the second one, and I loved it. And the third one, apparently someone is supposed to die, and I'm like so scared of even finishing it. Like I was reading it on the airplane here, and I was like dying. I was stressing out. Ooh, behave.
Calm down.
He's not doing anything.
And he's like, I'm the only YouTube star here. Cannot share the fame.
He has no idea what's happening. He's just like, I want to lick your pants. What is that? Please let me lick it.
The pumpkin pie. He can smell the pumpkin
pie.
Hey.
Oh, you're back. It's cool. We just talked about what we were reading, and I don't know what we were talking about before.
Oh my god. I don't even know what the hell happened. Literally the Wi-Fi in this apartment went down.
That's okay. You were in a bolsillo. Are you reading anything else?
Shit. Guys, put me on the spot. What did I just finish? I feel like I just finished something. What am I technically reading? Shit.
I'm gonna slap my hair.
Oh no! Lick it, Ghost. Lick her hair. I'm technically still reading Lincoln and the Bardo.
What the fuck, Tashay?
And I just got a couple of new books. I have some cookbooks. I have The Power, which is like about women developing superpowers, and I have all those like comic books that I bought.
Did you do it
And
on Friday shopping? Or small business Saturday shopping?
no, I didn't buy books, but I have a couple of books that I added to my to read. So I was going through your Goodreads and I saw that you added Bonk, The Curious Coupling of Science and Sex.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounded interesting. And I also added Yo-Yo Boing as a suggestion by Ibrahim, because I was on Gabe's podcast recently and we were all in there. And then I added Beartown because I think Andrea was reading it and she was losing it.
Oh yeah. I was talking about this book that I'm reading, but I'm also listening to the audiobook for Beartown on my commute. I love that author anyways. I've read a bunch of his books, but this is by far the best one of all of his books.
So based on that recommendation, I actually bought it.
Oh, nice.
I have it. Forgot to bring it. So
it's really intense. It's just really cool because it's like this tiny town in the woods and all they really have is hockey. And it's kind of like it's one of those books where it bounces around between all the characters like in the town basically. Like some of them are hockey players, some of them are hockey coaches or like their families. This book really has me wanting to see a hockey game. I've like Googled all this hockey stuff.
I saw the Islanders versus the Rangers last year, and it was really good.
I hate all sports, but I don't know. This book makes hockey sound like the most extreme, beautiful, poetic life or death sort of like. Why would you live for anything else?
Didn't you ever see The Mighty Ducks? Like that?
Oh man, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, but anyway, it's
Ducks.
Like really dramatic, like consistently dramatic. Like it's definitely not a light read in any way. Like, it's just sad and like intense.
Yeah, I couldn't listen to it by audiobook. I got the actual book, and I'm like, we'll see. And I'm just gonna read it, cry, and then send it to you. That's it.
I'll be home on the 21st. So if you would just want to hold on to it, I can read it while I'm over there because Mom and Dad aren't gonna have power. So
yay! And then we'll all have read the same book.
Yay!
Like we're a book club or something.
Aww. Are you gonna put notes in the margins, Christina?
Yes, I will. I'll put some. Gotta replace that Miss of Avalon debacle.
Oh, still top 10.
Hi, Mary. Okay, so I don't know what we're reading next, but as Andrea was like, what I was saying earlier about us reading her description, there's a poll on Vaginal Fantasy.
Yeah.
You can vote for the next book. I voted Stalking Jack the Ripper because that sounds really romantic.
Oh yeah.
I did vote for that, but not because it sounded
romantic.
Like
how are your NaNoWriMo challenges going, guys?
I haven't written anything since I got here, and neither had this one.
Yeah, I need to write 2,000 words for the next few days until it's the 30th, and then I will hit our goal.
I'm gonna write when I get back home because I won't have anything else to do aside from getting back to work, and so I'm gonna try my hardest to finish. Like there's
so hard. It's so hard.
Whatever, and we're just doing like
a third.
Look, my excuse is this month had like a lot of changes for me, a lot of like emotional stuff.
Girl, it's hard. Even without an upheaval of my lifestyle.
For real though, but I don't have any electricity.
Yeah. Christina has to do this.
Oh no, I'm just saying like I was writing mine by hand and I haven't been able to sit down and like chill and do something.
Oof, girl, that's hard. I sat down yesterday and I wrote a little more, and so now I just have like.
But are you plotting it or are you pantsing it? Like, are you just like writing? Like, you sit down and let's see where the story goes.
I'm doing a chapter by chapter approach. So I'll write interactions between characters, and when I run out of stuff, I'll go to the other characters. And then yesterday I ran out of what I could figure out between some characters, so I went into like the big bad's point of view. for a few sentences, and then I went into like the natural disaster type thing.
That's cool. I want to read it. And it's not supposed to be perfect, right? The whole point is just to get something down on paper.
I know, but I'm basically doing it like each chapter is the different POV. And so I'm just like, if I get tired of writing and I'm like, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen next, then I put like a cliffhanger sentence, and then I go to like a different point of view or like a different place, and put other things happening, and then it's like.
I feel like we could finish if we really wanted to. If we really tried. We can do it. I believe in us. We should have said this at the beginning about the podcast. Whatever. I'll put it on.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's the Only Lovers podcast now. If you've made it this far, then you're a dedicated video watcher. So
all the technical difficulties, Jesus Christ.
But there is the Only Lovers podcast now, thanks to Top Gallant Radio, and you can listen to there's a backlog of episodes happening. So we're by episode 4. And so we do like a little intro and an outro, and then like this, like the content of the hangout, somewhat edited, and that's it for anybody who like wants to listen. Only Lovers Only Lovers Left in the Library podcast. So I think that's it. I don't know how we're gonna do December. If I have electricity by then, and if I have internet by then great. I know my grandparents have internet and power, so I could.
Christina, I might have to come over for December because my parents definitely are not gonna have power.
Okay, but you'll be in Indiana.
Yeah, I'll be over there from the 21st to the 6th. Yeah, we can go to McDonald's, put some headphones on.
Yeah, it just opened. Thank God. Anyway,
things you never thought you'd be saying.
I know. I mean, whatever. It's been so crazy. But we'll see. Hopefully, it'll be a Christmas miracle, and I'll at least have power during the evenings or something. Like we're in a. I've told you guys, but like for the internet, anyone who's listening, we're in a pocket. That means that everybody around us has electricity except for like 4 streets, and that's where I live. And so it's like extra tough because like everybody's having a really hard time, but then like you're just so close to having electricity and having like a semblance of normalcy, and it just not happening. And it's been 2 months of like trying not to hope and trying not to wish and whatever, and it's
yeah.
But I miss book club. I'm just happy that we were able to do this at least.
Yeah, Mom and Dad just got a second generator, and they got a freezer so they can connect that at night and put stuff in it so it'll stay cold until the morning.
Yeah. Well, hopefully things will be like, well, I don't know if we'll be back to normal, but we will be like
trying
3 months into like the new normal, and it shouldn't be too bad. We'll see. No promises. Okay, I don't know what the next book is, but
we'll figure it out.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Friendsgiving, and happy Christopher Columbus and whatever it is that you want. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Internet.